double check on here. We can start going though.
Oh yeah? Alright. Shalom. First
No,
you'd like to
driving.
I mean
Yeah, but we go.
yeah, Shalom. First we'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to David, which are the elect. Alright, hey, and peace and blessings to all you brothers out there who are laboring in this truth. Alright, hey, as you can see, man, things are happening. Things are happening, man, and we definitely living in the last days, man. Things have been escalated. August 3rd.
Today is August 3rd.
August 3rd, 2020, the year of prophecy. All right, a Monday, and there's this article about some stuff that came out. Apparently, Trump, there's a Democrat who said that Trump might exercise certain type of powers to skip the election. All right, the so-called election that's coming up in November. All right, so we've been talking about that for a while. That he might exercise some type of executive order or something. They might orchestrate something that's going to keep him in office, because we believe through the Spirit that he is that guy who's going to lead us into the Third World War. All right, we believe that he's the last president, and that's it. Okay, so let's get a little bit on that article, and then let's just go from there through the Spirit.
All right. So this is on Yahoo News. The elder put in the chat. We just stole his article right there. Hey, but it's Yahoo News. It says top Democrat warns Trump will invoke some kind of emergency action to stay in office. All right, and it's not. We've been saying it. We've been saying it that now we said it with caution, because we're not going to tell you, the scriptures ain't say, oh, the president is going to do it. No. But from the way things are going, all right, it looks as though that's what's going to happen. So we tell you, look, there's a chance that he might do this. So don't be surprised if he does it. Just have it in the back of your mind that this election might not go as you're going.
No.
This election might not go as as planned. All right, or as it usually goes. Okay, and now you have a Democrat warning. Now Trump can easily come out and say, because he's already said, floated the idea of postponing the election. So now he can come out and say, oh, this is just propaganda against me. Right. They're just trying to, push this against me, and then the time comes and he actually does it. So it says, House Majority Whip Jim Clyburn on Sunday said he believes President Donald Trump won't leave the White House willingly should he lose the election in November, and warned that the president might invoke an emergency action to remain in office. And how convenient, being that right now we're in a pandemic, right? So we're in a quote unquote emergency. Now, when you go back to Rome, all right, what they used to do before they had the emperors was when they had their consuls, all right, and the proconsuls and so on and so forth, you would have somebody who would, a consul would have the power, all right, of the total ruler, so to speak. And, he would rule for about a year, and then, each year they do a re-election kind of thing. Now, unless there was a situation like an emergency situation where they would grant that consul emergency powers, okay, to where he can stay longer in order to calm this situation, that was in a case where they would make an exception, all right, to prolonging a consul's duration of rule. Okay, it was basically for an emergency sake. All right, so now here you have it. We're in a quote unquote pandemic. Trump can use that to his advantage and say, look, we gotta, I gotta stay in here to take care of this. This pandemic, I'm declaring it, a national emergency, or I'm declaring a medical martial law. I'm declaring something, all right, putting a certain operation into place, okay, so that it can allow him to stay in power. And he can say, well, I need to be in power for us to get this done. We don't have time to focus on an election right now. They might bring the vaccine out and say, well, people don't want to take it, but we need to make sure that this virus or this invisible enemy has been defeated. Then we can go back to, if you want to get me out of power, you can do so.
Right, it's an invisible enemy, and that's why he said they're going to use a military, because that's an act of war. Why would you take a military to fight anything?
Other than a war.
Other than the war, exactly. This is a case where you only have to have doctors, all right, to handle the situation. Oh, so there's noise. I'm not going to have that.
Going to bottles.
Yeah, so Just continue. I'll be right back.
Yeah, you know, so he's bringing the military. He said he's going to do it very powerfully. He's going to do it very powerfully, all right, because he knows what's about to come. Now, when you look at Trump does not look stressed at all. Okay, he doesn't look stressed. He's chilling. When you see the video where he said they asked him about the vaccine, and he said, "Oh well, we have the military. You know, he said that's why we have the military lined up. You know, and we're gonna use them very powerfully. You know, we have a general. You know, and all of that. He didn't look stressed. He just said, "Oh yeah, we're gonna do." Now, as somebody, all right, who knows that people want you out of power, you know, and you're this close to the election, and you're not stressed at all. That must mean you might have something up your sleeve,
right? There's
AKA a trump card,
right? Hey, Khan, there's no. It doesn't even feel like election year this year,
right?
You know, no campaign rallies. You know, there's no, those speeches that they be giving,
commercials,
the Trump this and approval rates and the poll rating and all this stuff. Nobody's really talking about election.
Yeah, now you got the evictions,
right?
So they focus on so many other things.
We're like 3 months out of the 3 months out of so-called election. We're what, August, September, October, November. That's 3 months out. 3 months out, and they know talks about election. Normally, from the beginning of the year, when Obama was in power, before back in 2016, it was a thing. Like, okay, that's his last year. We're gonna see who's gonna run. Hey, the year before that, 2015, they were doing rallies and stuff. You know, Hillary versus this nigga Trump. You know, but this year ain't nothing going on, man. They said Biden's vice president is probably going. They said it was going to be Gavin Newsom's wife. You know what I'm saying? Like, what kind of, like, it feels so discombobulated. Like, if you really pay attention in the spirit, it feels like they've planned something else. So this election thing is just like a ruse to keep people in the mindset of, okay, at least we're looking at something else. But meanwhile, people's mindset is not even on an election. Right. You know, they're looking for their ways to come back to normal again.
People worrying about how they're going to stay at home, how they're going to get rent to pay.
Right.
You know,
you worried about money. You worried about a house, and you worried about food and shelter. These are two of the most essential things that you need as a human being to survive.
Necessities. Yeah.
The two necessities, man. But if those two things are taken away from you, how do you expect to live in the upcoming calamities that we're coming into, man? You know, the CDC, all right, the Center for Destruction and Calamity. Okay, so they're about to come down with some madness too. But like we've said time and time again, they are officially heading into that draconian way of living. Prime example, I brought it out yesterday, Australia. Australia said they've entered into a state of disaster. Okay, a state of disaster in the time of a state of emergency. You see? And Trump is going to be able to do something like that. Or he could just say, look, all these protests that's happening because of all this stuff, hey, I've enacted martial law. I'm giving all powers to FEMA, okay? And from here on out, it's up to FEMA. And then eventually the UN is going to join in. Because the UN is going to say, look, the vaccine, only about 50 to 60% of the population has taken it, and it's still not safe for people to go back to their normal lives. So we need to ramp it up a little bit more.
Well, here's the thing, right? The UN, being that, you know, United Nations, so on and so forth, here's the dilemma, right? Okay, you don't want to take the vaccine, that's cool. But we want to open travel again. Right. We cannot open travel safely knowing that there's countries that haven't been vaccinated because they can come back in here and then the pandemic won't stop. Right. So unless everybody, you know, for the most part has it to where we can finally open our trades and our ports and things safely without worrying about one or two quote unquote fugitives or one or two people here who have the virus coming in here to spark this whole thing again. So now they're like, no, we need everybody to have it. Bill Gates was saying that. You know, we need everybody to have it for the sake of not restarting this pandemic again because one country wasn't able to do it, so the inhabitants from there traveled and spread it once again. They said
that they traced I think it was Bill Gates who was saying it. He said they traced the virus and it went back to Europe. It was a strain from Europe and it mutated. You know what I'm saying? So like, if we would have taken precautionary measures, we wouldn't have had what we had. You know, so okay, now that's why it makes no sense because now you have no, it wasn't Bill Gates. It was Cuomo. Cuomo was saying that in a briefing that he was giving. All right, and basically,
I need to take another way.
No, he's going. You know, basically, you know, when you really think about it, they said it was a pandemic, and then also he gave us some numbers. He said the infection rate was down to 1.9%. Back compared to back in April, May, June. Well, April, May when it was real high, it was about 50%. Okay, now it's at 1.9%. So why do we still have things closed down? Why aren't the gyms open? Why aren't businesses open? Why aren't things opening? And why are you now giving more mandates? If the virus, so-called virus, has done its job and so on and so forth, why are you still restricting people's lives? Because this virus has nothing to do with your life. Okay, it's not about, oh, we're trying to do something that's safe for you, man. Because if they say, okay, cool, hey, this thing came from Europe. All right, you've shut down the borders. So all those people who got infected, all right, they've recovered from the infection. You're talking about 1.9% people getting infected compared to 50%. Okay, mortality rate is like below. He was like 1%. Yeah, he was like 14 people died or some shit compared to thousands of people. They used to give out numbers about 15,000 people died in New York. You'd be like, oh my God, 15,000. Where did they get these numbers? Meanwhile, nobody you know has died from COVID. Nobody you know has caught the virus. Everybody's good for some reason. All the people who live in our neighborhood, they go out, they party, they do their shit that they were doing last summer, 2 summers ago. Stay out all night, party, play music, drink and smoke hookah and make noise and sit on people's cars. Open the freaking fire hydrants and then let their kids swim in it. That's all they've been doing, bro. You know, people are living their regular lives, but you keep saying, oh, hey, the virus, we still have to make sure it doesn't come back again. Bro, it's a cold. Once it's done its job, it's done. So my point I'm making here is, okay, everything is going back to what it used to be, or at least the virus has taken its run its course. What happens now? Let's say, oh no. In order to avoid a second wave, we need to take stricter measures. How's the second wave going to hit if the people who brought it in here have been blocked off? You said it came from Europe. You blocked off the borders. So everybody in here, maybe let's just say all of us got affected. Everything is done now. We're all recovered. We're good now. Open things back up. They said, no, there's a chance it could come back. Let's not be too cocky. You know, let's stay calm. Let's stay 6 feet apart. Let's keep our mask on. Why? Because it's a bigger agenda. It's all about population control, man. You know, and everybody's waking up to the fact. But because people are waking up to the fact that it's happened this quickly, they're gonna start taking more draconian measures, but they'll do it forcefully this time. Mm-hmm. You notice anybody who's a celebrity or somebody who has status in this world, you speak up against this thing. How do they do it? They send a mob on you. You know, the so-called keyboard warriors, the media. Oh, this guy, why would you say something like that? Thousands of people have died. You can't say that. You have no right to infect other people. You have to get the vaccine. How can you say this is a hoax? Don't you see people dying? Yesterday I was listening to the radio, real quick, and I'll let you continue. I was listening to the radio, the sports radio station, and one of the hosts was saying, he was like, hey, one of the players from the Mets, he quit the season because he said for COVID-related reasons, he quit. He's like, nah, I can't do this no more. I don't want to risk it. I'm done, you know? And they were saying that, look, the guy was saying that, he said, I'm not saying, he said, what if this thing is not even real? But then he caught himself. He's like, I don't want to lose my job. So he goes like, I'm not saying it's not real, but I don't know anybody who's gotten it. None of my family members, neither do you. You know, people that we know, none of them have gotten it. But, you know, that doesn't mean that it's not real, because obviously people died from it. You know, so he had to cover his tracks because he knew he's going to receive backlash for that. You see what I'm saying? So it's the same thing. It's gotten to the point where if you speak up against it for some weird reason, it's a thing. Fauci was put on the hot seat. You know, they were asking him questions, which I believe is all fabricated. You know, just to see the reaction of the people. Like, say things that people are actually saying in real life, and then see to make it look like, oh, you see, even the Congress people actually know that this is all fake, it's a hoax. You know, and then nothing comes out of it. You know, if you were really about the people, create mandates. Don't be out here putting a mask on your face. Tell people, look, it's not constitutional to put a mask on your face. They can't tell you put a mask on your face, man. You can do whatever you want to do. This virus is a hoax any damn way. You know, they should be saying stuff like that, but they're not. They're going along with it. You know, so it's a big whole plan to what? To bring about that new world order. But before they do that, they got to break your spirits so you don't have the will to fight. You know, that's the whole point, man. It's all about spiritual takeovers, man. All right?
So going back to the article, it says House Majority Whip Jim Clyburn on Sunday said he believes President Donald Trump won't leave the White House willingly should he lose the election in November, and warned that the president might invoke an emergency action to remain in office. Clyburn sounded the alarm in an interview with CNN State of the Union, in which he was asked about comments he made earlier in the week that appeared to liken Trump to Nazi leader Adolf Hitler. All right? It says, I feel because people are seeing that Trump has the spirit of a dictator.
Right.
You know? But sometimes he limits himself because of political reasons. But once he gets that chance to, and he takes that power, he ain't relinquishing it.
Once they give him the full control, like, okay, go ahead, you can take us to the next step, he will do it. He will do it. He was put in place for that. And you notice now the world has become so like to the bottom. It's like they put crazy people in power. For example, Tekashi, I just seen a clip of his new music video called Punani, bro. That's the name of the video, and I'm like, what? Like, how is this even upheld in society? Like, years ago, anybody comes out with some shit like that, they'll be looked at as a degenerate. Like, look at this fucking guy. Why are you posting some shit like this? You know? But now, look at that. Look at the numbers. 144, 144.
Yeah.
You know? But now, it's like, it's upheld in society. Like, it's a cool thing. It's cool. Like, it's funny. It's like, oh, yo, that's dope. Punani, oh, shit, you know? It's like, bro, that's not even cool. That's not normal. But
so
they
how should I call him? A perverse
generation. An adulterous generation.
Yeah.
Gun, you know? That's what's happening, man. They put crazy people in power, so when they do crazy shit, you be like, oh, he's just crazy. No, bro. There's crazy shit. If your leader is crazy, what does that say about your whole nation? What does it say about your whole country? What does that say about your whole kingdom? You know, what does that say about they call him the leader of the free world? And America is so-called the head of the whole world. America is the greatest country on the earth right now, like they say, right? So if the greatest country and their president is crazy, that means the whole entire world is crazy. You see? But they're not gonna say that though. If you say, "Oh, yo, you anti-Semitic," oh no, yo, you know. But go ahead with
so it says, I believe very strongly that Trump never had any idea about being one to peacefully transfer power. It says, Clyburn said, I don't think he plans to leave the White House. Hey, and going back to Rome, being that this place is Rome all over again. Julius Caesar, when he came into power,
right.
He cut that whole 1 year consul. He cut that joint out.
Yeah.
He said, "I'm not planning to do that." That's when the emperor, imperial Rome dictatorship, you know, that kind of thing kicked into gear, like the Rome 2.0, the real Rome.
Right.
You know, and that's what But this time he ain't gonna have 12 Caesars. All right. If it's Trump, it's gonna be Trump, and he's gonna be the one to end it off. All right. So it says, I believe very strongly that Trump never had any idea about being one to peacefully transfer power, Clyburn said. I don't think he plans to leave the White House. He doesn't plan to have fair and unfettered elections. I believe that he plans to install himself in some kind of emergency way to continue to hold on to office. It says, Clyburn called to Americans to wake up and defend democracy before it's too late. But here's the thing though, they don't have time for that right now. They're worried about their stimulus checks. They're worried about the evictions. They're worried about food. They're worried about things that are affecting their lives right then and there. They're not caring. They're not worried about politics right now. And people, they want to say, oh, you know, when the pandemic started, we assisted them by giving them the moratorium of eviction so they don't get evicted. We gave them $600 stimulus package. All that did was put them on a higher stool. So when you snatch that away, they fall down. They're going to get hurt even harder or even worse.
Right.
You know?
And if you notice too, Congress wasn't able to come to an agreement. Trump said, first we're going to just keep on going. And he said, nah, fuck that shit. Giving them $600 and this thing won't do nothing. Yeah. Fuck that. We're going to stop it. And then what happened? They stopped it because of him. You see what I'm saying? They weren't able to come to an agreement and say, okay, fine, let's just do $600 for the next 3 months and then we'll see what happens. Nah, they said, all right, fuck it, let's give them $100 or $200.
They didn't even come to that.
They didn't even come, exactly.
Now it's nothing.
Now it's nothing. You see what I'm saying? So now everything is in limbo just because he said, nah, we're not giving them that shit no more. You see the power that he has, or the power that's been given is shifting. Everything is shifting into the executive branch. You have the judicial, and then you have the executive, and then you have legislative. Right now, legislative, which is the Congress, they're not doing what they got to do.
Hey, even with the troops, the federal troops.
Right.
He sent them in there. He said, look, we're going to stay in here. They're going to stay right there. Well, what's anybody going to do about it?
Right, exactly. You know, the feds came in, and then the governors are saying, yo, the people don't want you here. Like, the people don't know what they want. We know what they want, and we're going to give them what they need.
They're doing a great job. They went up in there, they did things really good.
Right.
These guys are
very quickly and powerful.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah, powerful.
He's into that.
Yeah.
Right?
It says, this is not a perfect democracy, but it's better than any other that exists, he said. He added, if we are not careful, this country will be lost for our next generation, our children and our grandchildren.
It's already lost.
Yeah, it's gone. It says the White House did not immediately respond to a request for comment. Recent polls, so they didn't even come out and say, "Oh no, that's false. Shut it down." They did not respond. All right. It says recent polls show Trump's support slipping in some areas of the country. It says as he argued several times without evidence that the November election will be rigged because of mail-in voting, which is expected to drastically increase this year because of coronavirus concerns. Election officials across the country have dismissed Trump's arguments, saying there are many security measures in place to ensure a fair process. But here's the thing though, Trump is the type to say, no, I don't believe that. No, they're going to do this, they're going to do that, they're going to do this. And he's going to push it and push it. He has the power, all right, to really push for that. You know what? You guys are against me, but I believe it's rigged. And if you're not going to give me the power, I'm just going to declare, I'm going to take some form of loophole to declare a way where I have all the power. Now, I said it's rigged, so it's rigged. All right? And I'm not going nowhere. He could very well do that. So don't be surprised if he does. Then you really go in Revelation 12 and 12. You really going to see them come down with great wrath.
Yep. Hey, before he came into power, he was talking about funding the military. There was a quote that he had, and it sounded just like Hitler, some Hitler shit, man. He was like on some like, I'm going to fund them and we're going to take measures that's never been taken before. This was back in 2014 or some shit. 2015, around there, you know? And now it's like, it's all coming into play. It's all making sense. The picture is getting clearer and clearer, you know? And it doesn't look good for Americans, man. Like, don't believe anything these people say. They're not coming in for your greater good. They're about destruction. They're about killing. Right. And it's all ordained by the Heavenly Father. This is the time. There's a time for everything. And right now, it's not looking like a good time for America. It's been going down the hill. It's been going down the drain. And it's going to keep going down till it stays in the ground and gets buried, man.
That's right.
You know, so that's where we're at. And we're leading to that. And more and more things are going to keep happening. Keep going.
It says, election officials across the country have dismissed Trump's arguments, say the same way when he was coming running for election. Oh, this guy's crazy. He ain't gonna win it. All right. It says, saying there are many security measures in place to ensure a fair process. Okay. It says, Trump on Thursday floated the idea of delaying the election, repeating his unfounded prediction of mail-in voter fraud. Presumptive Democratic presidential nominee Joe Biden warned in April that Trump would try to delay the election. So now this is the talk. This is the vibration they're pushing out there. Election is unsure, is uncertain, you know, because of Trump. They're painting Trump as the antagonist, okay? So that when they set in their plans to say, okay, we want to stop this election, we got somebody to blame it on. You know, we got a reasonable way to push it through, so we still got the election stopped or postponed, but we make it look organic as though, oh, it's because Trump said this or Trump did this or so on and so forth.
Right.
It says top Republicans, including Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell, quickly dismissed Trump's suggestion and vowed the election will take place on November 3rd as planned. Now, he's a Republican, so is Trump, but even he is looking like, nah, that's not what it is. So now, if Trump doesn't have the support of the Republicans or the Democrats, he's going to have to really take matters into his own hands. All right. It says voting rights advocates said the Trump administration or the Trump administration's assault on the U.S. Postal Service, including slashing overtime pay for mail carriers, could have disastrous effects in November. So now because mail-in ballots, you got to mail it in. But if there's a problem mailing it in and you can't go there physically to vote, now you have a big issue on your hands. You have a nice, sweet dilemma. It says we have an underfunded state and local election system and a deliberate slowdown in the Postal Service. Wendy Fields, the executive director of the Democracy Initiative, told the New York Times. Trump is deliberately orchestrating suppression and using the post office as a tool to do it, she said. Trump campaign advisor Jason Miller on Sunday downplayed Trump's suggestion of delaying the election. See, everybody's downplaying it. Everybody's like, they're not taking it seriously. And it's usually like that. You don't take it serious. You downplay it. It's funny. It's all, oh, he's crazy. That, you know, Trump. And then boom, he does it. It says the election is going to be on November 3rd, he told Fox News Sunday. President Trump wants the election on November 3rd. November 3rd, okay. White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows echoed Miller's denial in an interview with CBS's Face the Nation. Trump has not looked at delaying any election, Meadows said. He added, "We've got to make sure that we do this in a proper way where we promote absentee ballots. We make sure that a ballot goes from an individual to the ballot box without someone else having the ability to conduct a fraudulent effort." All right, and then that's pretty much it on the article, man. So I got Revelation 12 and 12 here. This is Revelation chapter 12, verse 12. It says, "Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time." So that's why they're moving so quickly. You know, they launched that, was that spaceship or something called the Dragon? Is it by coincidence that in Revelation 12 and 7 it says, and the dragon fought against Michael and his angels? Okay, it's interesting, right? And now you got Trump, you know, trying to push for that. He's trying to push through the pandemic, through the so-called emergency, for those powers, man. You know, for that full power, that power grab. All right, and that they're gonna come down with that great wrath, man. You're gonna see, yo, man, these people are putting. Usually, you would think, okay, being that people are suffering, they're gonna put their differences aside and come together to provide for the people, right? No. They're putting their differences above you people's needs. $600, $200 is the $400 difference. What's the big deal? What's the big problem? Oh no, that's too much money. You know, oh, that's too much this. See, they're going back and forth at your expense.
Right, and that's one thing Esau hates, to see Jake happy. They don't want that. Hey, that's why I believe in Florida, Pastor Tahar put it up. There was I think there was like damn, I forget the name. A meeting. Damn. And basically, there was this Jake. You know, he was representing Jake. He was basically talking about how they've pretty much shut down the electricity or the water system or something, one of those, right, during the time of a pandemic, man. You know, and then the lady was talking about how she's gonna recess the meeting and all this extra stuff.
Oh yeah.
Like basically, upset, they don't even care. They don't care about Jake. They're showing you that they don't care. You know, and how come in a pandemic where they've closed down all these businesses, but yet you still gotta pay rent? You know, these homeowners. All right, these landlords, they still got to pay. They need their rent money. Why? Because the buildings that they're using to rent out, they pay for those buildings. You know, they got to pay for those buildings, and the government is coming at them like, yo, you got to pay. You got to pay the money. It's a business, so why don't you? If you're closing out all these businesses, why are you keeping this one open in a time of a pandemic? You see, because there's an agenda behind it, man. All they do is like a squeeze on all sides. Look, I'm getting squeezed, so I gotta squeeze you too. Like it just gotta be like that. And like you said earlier about how people can't pay their rent, the time is coming where it's like they're gonna be asking like, yo, we need back pay. We need back pay, bro. Like, cause I can't. They're pressing me. I need to give them the money. You know, if not, you're gonna have to go. And they would much rather have people out of the buildings, evicted, and leave the building there and keep paying rent. All right, Esau could say, look, as long as they're in there, you gotta pay rent. So landowners could be like, look, I can't have you in here. You gotta go. Be like, bro, but you're not even. They're like, no. Conditions is if nobody's living in here, I don't gotta pay them. But if you here, I gotta pay. So that's how the Lord's gonna do. Where you're gonna have people mad evictions, and the Lord might have it where you have men of the Lord. You might have a landlord. The Lord put a spirit on and be like, yo, you can stay here. I'm not gonna let them know that you're here. You know. So something like that could happen. But this time that we're approaching is serious times, man.
That's right.
It's real serious times, and it's not. As the days go further and further and this gets more shortened and shortened, you could see how draconian and how demonic these Edomites really are, man. You know, you could see it. Like, they're coming down with great force, great wrath, like it says in Revelation.
That's right.
You know, and we could see it. We could actually see it and it's inching closer and closer. We feel it in our spirits. Like, damn, this is about to get real tough out here, man. You know, all of us are about to go through it. But we believe in Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, Bashim Kodash, so much that we know that the Lord is going to have, He's going to have it in a good situation. He's going to have us in a good situation, in a good case. You know, we believe on that. You know, because it looks like ain't no good avenues to go to right now besides the Lord. You know what I'm saying? For the people in the world, you run into Egypt for help. Well, guess what? Egypt is coming at you. Talk about, we want your life. We want to put you in FEMA camps. Remember what you were telling me about?
Yeah, they're gonna have a homelessness crisis for those who. Where you gonna go? And so why have that when you have all these FEMA camps and all that set up already?
Mm-hmm.
You might as well put it to good use, you know? So, they're going to call it shelters.
Mm-hmm.
We got all these shelters for, the homeless people who don't have places to stay. Instead of being out there in the cold, it might cause the virus to spread even more. So, you know what? We have all these shelters that we can just bring you into.
Mm-hmm.
The next thing you know, you ain't coming back.
God.
A friend of mine was telling me that, look, they have the people that they're taking for the COVID, they're taking them to some areas where they're not taking good care of them, they're not feeding them, and these people are writing on paper and putting on the walls asking for help, and whenever they do that, the people that cover it up. They got pregnant women and all that, they're not taking care of them, okay? Because they don't care. And that's what's about to happen to you, man. Pray that your flight be not in the winter, man. Wintertime, even if you have a place to stay in the wintertime, if you don't have heat in your house, it's hell.
Yeah.
So how much more for actually being outside, man? You hungry as hell. And in the wintertime, it gets so cold, every little slight touch hurts even more.
Yeah.
So that's going to be painful, man.
Look, man, hey, and that a lot of people blew your stimulus checks, man. You blew that shit out the water quick.
You ain't getting no tents, no food,
people
nothing.
Jake did not invest in no silver, no gold, no none of that. You know what? Let me tell you something. The gold that you got to bling bling and put around your neck and put it on Instagram and show off like you're actually living a good life. You at the pool with your chin and your
better be real.
Let me tell you, when that time comes, they're gonna stick you up for that. The police already said, look, if they pull up on you, comply.
Yeah.
If you fight against them and you get your head blown off, that's up to you. That's why it says the action of the course of their action shall be in their understand their power. You see what I'm saying? So now you don't have no police. The police is not there, so you gotta be your own policeman. That's why we always say the Lord has to send His angels to come protect us, or at least give us spiritual power, man. It has to be spiritual, because if all hell is breaking loose, we're all stuck in here. There's no traveling, going in and out. Forget about traveling. People talking about, oh well, if things open a little bit back up, we could. No. Don't you see what's happening? It keeps getting worse and worse. It keeps getting worse and worse and worse. We're still in the lockdown. You see what I'm saying? They're still locked down, but now they're about to ramp it up even more. They started with 3 weeks. Or it started in March. At the end of March is gonna be good. We said no. April, they're gonna keep shifting it back and back and back. And now here it is. We're in August. Mm-hmm. We're in August, and now they're about to climb down even more, because they're talking about masks is not just gonna do it. Now you gotta put goggles on your face.
Hey, well, it looks like they really pushed or bought time through the summer.
Yep.
And now that the fall is coming, the fall is really what they were propagating as second wave is bad, and with that fear comes more control. Mm-hmm. So if we can keep them distracted with so many different things throughout the summer, we can keep their mind off of it, so they're not pushing too hard about us reopening, because we're bringing up little issues. And then we finally, by the time to where we enter the fall, at that point we just clamp down on everything.
That's it.
You can't say, oh, it's summer, the virus is supposed to be weaker in the summer, so at least open up a little bit. George Floyd. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'll throw this in there, I'll throw that in there. Put the celebrities, Breonna Taylor. Yeah. Throw all that in there to where it's so much confusion and distractions that their summer goes by like that, and they don't even notice we just snatched it away from them. Yep. Then comes the fall. At that point, listen, now we're dealing with serious business right now. Don't even, don't even start your,
Yep. Hey, and like I was talking about the Australia thing, it's real crazy too, because you can see how they're gonna do this thing, man. I believe the baseball season is not even gonna go on. The other brother Tazo was talking about how Deshaun Jackson was backing up, talking about, he doesn't want to lose his shit, whatever. Bro, you already came out and said the truth. Listen, let me tell you something, bro. The football season is not coming back. It's done. Unless they come up with some idea of like a bubble like they have with the NBA, the MLB season is clipped, because they're gonna say, oh look, they didn't do the bubble. They were supposed to. If they would have done what the NBA was doing, they got players traveling around catching COVID. Now look, they got to shut down the whole season. So I believe that when it started, I was like, this doesn't even feel real. Like, I don't even feel like they're even going to keep playing. I'm like, why are you even wasting time throwing pitches? Let it go, bro. Just go stay with your family or some shit, But it's all part of the entertainment. They sign contracts like, you gotta perform. You gotta give us a little bit of something here, man. This is what it is, But you could see how they're shifting everything. The Australia thing, you gotta go back and watch that video, man. You gotta watch that video. It goes into, the guy came out and said it. He said, look, no more this, no more that. You can't go anymore.
You can't leave your house.
You can't leave your house.
3 miles.
Yeah, 5 kilometers, which is about 3 miles. 3 miles radius from where you live at.
They're gonna check. Only one person could go shop, and they're gonna make sure your checklist is for essential needs.
Right.
You can only shop maybe like once a week or something like that.
Yeah, one person a day. Yeah. One person a day out of the whole family. They gotta have a mask on. They're gonna have police out there making sure you're complying. You can work out for only 1 hour a day. You know what I'm saying? Which you have to be within the 3-mile radius. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, damn, bro. So if you live in a place where you actually gotta drive a little bit more to go, like, you know, bros who might live in suburban areas, that you gotta actually drive like a couple miles just to go to the mall. How is that gonna happen? You know, you might have to stay home and then get them to order. You're going to have to order the food and they're going to bring it to you. And then it's like a whole procedure that you got to go through waiting for mad hours because it's backed up. It's a whole bunch of shit, but they're showing you like, look, they're limiting the amount of people that can go to the grocery store. Why? Because the food is being limited right now. You see what I'm saying? There's food shortages right now. So they got to limit the amount of people who are even going in there. You see what I'm saying? And they're shutting down everything. The stores, these big Targets and Walmarts and everything, they get ready to shut down right during Thanksgiving, man. So-called Thanksgiving, which is around November. So everything is shifting towards right after November. Hey, they even talking about colleges, universities, the semester, for some weird reason, the semester begins in August and ends in November. I said, what? How? No, we're going to December. No, it's ending in November this time, man. You know? So I'm thinking about all these things, you know, adding things together, trying to decipher what's really happening, listen to the words they're saying. And it's like, yeah, they're planning something big for the end of the year, man, because they want to come out with 2021 and with a bang. You know, they want to really come out with a bang, like that ID 2020, all that extra shit, the vaccine, the chip. They want to make sure everything is established for 2021. That year, 2021, is a big number for them, man. Agenda 21, all that shit is a huge number for them, and they want to make sure that they use their blood sacrifices to usher in that new world order, man. You know what I'm saying? So they're gonna do their thing, man, and it's gonna be done very violently. You know, the military is not coming out here to, you know, give out gifts and you know, gift baskets and, you know, things of that nature and say, look, you take the vaccine, we'll give you something in return. No, you take the vaccine or you getting this shot, this bullet right up your, you know. And then if not, you're going straight to the FEMA camps. Yeah, come on, go ahead.
This is Jeremiah chapter 6, verse 11. It says, therefore I am full of the fury of the Lord. I am weary with holding in. I will pour it out upon the children abroad, and upon the assembly of young men together. For even the husband with the wife shall be taken, the aged with him that is full of days.
Right.
And it says, and their houses shall be turned unto others with their fields and wives together. For I will stretch out my hand upon the inhabitants of the land, saith the Lord.
Right.
So you ain't gonna escape that, man. The Most High is he's doing this, man, and there's gonna be levels to it, man. Jacob's trouble is you're gonna have the natural, you're gonna have the disasters, you're gonna have the actual carnal hell, and then the Lord's gonna kick it up with spiritual things, man. Like going back to the time of Egypt, that was a supernatural hell, you know. But the Lord said this time is gonna be worse than even that. So it's not. Don't expect just evictions, you know, because we usually talk about the not carnal in a wicked way, but the carnal things, like, you know, the martial law. That's of man. You know what I'm saying? The evictions, that's of man. FEMA camps, that's of man. You know, but what about the demons? What about the beasts newly created? You know, which in their vengeance lay on sore strokes to appease him who made them. What about them gargoyle statues that come to real life? You know, the scriptures say men's hearts are going to be failing them for fear. You know, so what about that? Because the Lord's going to put that in there. You know, when you go back to ancient Egypt, it said what? The complete darkness. You know, you hear the sound of wild beasts. You know, so what about all those kind of things that the Lord's going to the spooky supernatural things the Lord's going to throw up in there? You can't forget about that.
Yeah.
So here it is. You think gangs and purge and then you start seeing real demons. You know what I'm saying? Demons running around, manifesting. You see a demon possess somebody, and next thing you know, this dude mouth open, mad wide, long ass tongue, dark eyes. You know, and then he looks at you and he's running faster than a freaking, I don't know, like a speed car, a race car. You're like, where the hell did this dude get that energy from? Because them demons, man, legions.
Hey, there was a video Adabu did on some dude. Was it Florida or some shit? And he jumped he jumped in front of the truck, the trailer, while the trailer was moving, man. He jumped right in front of it. He was on top of the car while the car was moving, man, trying to break through the glass. You know? I said, damn, ain't nothing happened yet. Why people wilding out like this? So imagine when the time really hit, when the Lord really starts to crank it up. Oh, hey, man, hey, we know what's gonna happen. You see what I'm saying? We have an idea of what's gonna happen because we fear the Lord. You know what I'm saying? Just the fear alone, we understand. You brothers be imagining the most craziest shit. We talk about it like, damn, we be thinking some extra shit, but that's nothing compared to what the Lord is really about to do.
That's right.
And it's not even coming our way. It's coming towards this place, man.
And the ones who don't want to listen.
Those are the ones who don't want. Those are the ones that's coming for.
Stiff-necked, hard-headed. You tell them and it's like, yeah, but I don't really want to hear it right now.
Right.
You know, you tell them and it's like they're not even listening.
They're not listening.
It's like, yo, we're talking about life and death here. Oh, if it happens, I mean, if I die, then I guess I just die, right? Do you understand what those words mean? If I die, I guess I just die. Number one, if you almost got hit by a car, you would be traumatized for a good long while. You know what I'm saying?
Across the street a certain way.
Exactly, because you're traumatized because of that fear. And you almost got hit by a car. So you want to talk about if I die, I die. Why don't you stand in the way then? Why don't you stay right there? Why are you traumatized if death is such a light thing for you? You know? You scared of death, you scared as hell, but you talk as though it's whatever to you. And then when that hell comes, man, and that tribulation comes, and you people, because we've been telling you, it tells you that in Proverbs, the 1st chapter, what? Because the Lord stretched out his hand and you did not regard it. You did not take care about his counsels. You didn't care about any of that. The only solution out of Jacob's trouble is help from the Lord. That is it. And that's not something you can go buy at a grocery store. That's not something you can just go purchase or something you can just get easily. All right? So you want to keep on playing games. You want to act like everything is all sweet and dandy. This ain't I'm going to just jump ship. All right? The ship of the Lord isn't something you just jump onto. So when this thing comes, you're going to be stuck in it with no escape.
Hey, I saw this video, man. And that's why the scriptures talk about how the world has become weak, man. It's in a weak nature. It's in a weak state. It's because America's been living so lavishly. They ain't seen nothing, man. People in America haven't seen shit. You got protests in Germany. People are actually protesting in Germany over restrictions. And it's now about to get intensified. Like we said, every single year around this time of the year, after the Bilderberg meeting, things start to pick up. You know, the draconian measures start to crank up a little bit more. You see these so-called false flag shootings more. You see a lot more chaotic shit happening. Now, I saw this video where it says it was doing a comparison where about 100 years ago or 50 years ago, you had men in the military. Now you got men at home dressing like women and doing TikTok videos, twerking, man, and taking turns. You know, this guy comes in, he bounces his ass, and the next guy come around and push him out the way, and then, you know, do the same thing. You know, and I'm looking at this shit like completely vexed, but I'm looking at it like, yo, this is what we gotta deal with. Like, why is this even a thing? Like,
so women don't respect them as men.
You know what I'm saying?
They don't look at you as somebody who's gonna protect them.
Yo, and women feel the vibration, man. Yo, I tell you something. When brothers met up on Saturday, and we sat down, we was eating and stuff, you could feel the vibration of how all the women were like, the attention was coming towards where we was at, man. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, it's something they ain't seen. You got men coming out with their girls and shit, and the female is kissing on her man, looking in that direction.
Hey, because you know why? Because a lot of these men out here, even the way they dress,
right,
tight ass skinny jeans, you know what I'm saying, a tight shirt, the way they walk, you know, hey, sometimes you can see somebody's spirit through their body.
Yeah.
You know, you can just sense it about them. And these men, because they've been so effeminized, their pheromones are not on a level that they should be.
You got a lot of
estrogen, so their testosterone is low. So women don't get a manly vibe from them. They look at them more as what's the word I'm looking for?
We're just friends.
Yeah, like a resource.
Right.
You know, a resource for like a gain in this worldly world. Exactly. You know, but actually as a man, they don't get that vibe from them. And what the Lord is doing, he's constantly, hey, the Elder Yashwamba had put a picture. He did a video on it actually about the ratio of men to women.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You know,
yeah.
And then it's like what? Like I don't even remember the numbers, but let's just go with like 2 billion men and like 5 billion women. Yeah. And then amongst the 2 billion men, you got like damn near half of them are married. Another half is gay. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's cut down to such a small number of actual men. Okay? And when that's why the Lord said a man is going to be more precious than fine gold. Not just because of, you know, how the Lord's going to glorify us, but the scarcity to find a man is going to be so scarce. Because a lot of them are going to be dead. Okay? But to actually just be able to find a man, like this, oh, that's a man right there. Oh, get him, you know, it's going to be so scarce.
Hey, get 2 Esdras 16 and 30 on down. You know, where it talks about how you women are going to be mourning for your bridegrooms, man.
Oh, and real quick, Tom Miller. What you can do is you can do, if you have a dream, a spiritual dream, you have a testimony, what you can do is you can do a video on it, and then just put the link on the comment board, and then we'll put it up, and if if the spirit is on, so we'll go into it, we might add on to it, whatever the case may be. But you could just do that, just do a video, a testimony video, put it up, put the link on our channel, and then we'll get to it.
Come on, because hey, we're in the times where the Lord is poured His Spirit upon all flesh.
He said 16?
16 and 30.
30?
Yeah. I mean, you can start for 27, but hey, you got it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Read that.
All right. This is 2 Ezra chapter 16, verse 27. So that one man shall desire to see another, and to hear his voice, just like what I was saying, the scarcity of men.
Scarcity of men, and they show you that in I Am Legend.
Mm-hmm.
These movies always depict.
You went crazy in the shop talking to mannequins.
Right. It's that time is coming, man. You got a lot of stores that are barricaded up. They're not opening back up no more, man. So you're going to see mannequins in the stores, because eventually we're going to be able to break through them, because there's no order. Like it says iniquity shall be upon the face of the earth, I believe in the book of Matthew. Yahushua was talking about that. Because of the iniquity, people shall wax worse and worse.
The love of many shall wax cold.
The love of many shall wax cold. Yeah, the word iniquity goes into lawlessness. There'll be no laws. It's like police are saying, if somebody sticks you up, just comply. Yeah, where's the law about that? Then the law says that
they say get ready to give up your purse, your phone, if they ask you. They're basically telling you we can't do our job.
Right.
For the longest, we kept saying you go call 911 and you're not going to get 911.
Yep.
So now they're telling you, look, if you get robbed by a criminal, get ready to obey them, because we might not be there to come and protect you. You can't just call 911. So ready to, and that's going back to how things were before, and that's going to put a lot of these women in order. Because now, what if a woman's about to get raped? You know what I'm saying? Or not even that. What if you piss off a man, he actually wants to like beat you up or something like that? You're gonna have to now think with your mind, like, okay, let me think about how I'm gonna talk to this man, because I know I can't just call the cops to come and get him. I can't defend myself physically, so I got to use my brain and appease him so he doesn't want to hurt me.
And the Lord is dealing with His men. You gotta understand that, bro. We're special. Lord willing, we are those men. We're special to the Most High, man. He shows us little things here and there because the angels that are around us, not specifically because we're great people and shit. No, it's the Lord who's protecting us, man. We've come across crazy demons, and they look at us and they calm down, and they look at other people and they start getting crazy as rah. We've come across people who actually can hurt you. Like, they got guns and weapons, and they see you and they be mad cool with you. They'll come across, they'll be like, hey, man, what's up, man? And then you turn around, he's attacking somebody. You be like, what the fuck? Like, And it's like, damn, we always say, this guy, like, look at that. That was a demon right there. And when he saw us, he kind of chilled. He was laid back and shit. And he went after this nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's that mark going back to Ezekiel 9:4.
Yeah. But go ahead.
It says, verse 28, for of a city there shall be 10 left, and 2 of the field, which shall hide themselves in the thick groves and in the clefts of the rocks.
Hey, and that doesn't say in Jeremiah 3rd chapter where it talks about the Lord would take 2 out of a family. You know what I'm saying? So that number is a very few number, man. A very, very few number. Going back to how few men will be, but the man of the Lord is going to be super precious, man. And that's who the Lord is going to magnify on this earth, because we represent Him. The whole time, this wicked ass world, we've been going out there pushing the word in the name of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. You think now He's not going to make it manifest that this is what these men were talking about this whole time?
Well, He said it.
He said it. Then shall it be known who are my chosen.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? So now that time is coming for the Lord to raise His men up in order to glorify His name, just like how He raised Yahushua to glorify His name, man.
Hey, the Lord raised up Moses to take down Pharaoh to glorify His name.
His name, come on. Go ahead.
Hey, it says, of a city there shall be 10 left. You're going to have a lot of people dying, but you're also going to have a lot of people not being able to inhabit the cities, because they're going to take you from there and take you to a FEMA camp. So you got a big old city, ain't nobody's in there. Where they all at? They in them FEMA camps like in 1984. The locations where the outside world, it was like mad empty and abandoned, and they had thrown all them into them labor camps.
Right.
It says, you want me to jump down or just keep going?
Yeah, jump down.
Okay. Verse 31. It says, even so in those days there shall be 3 or 4 left by them that search their houses with the sword. Okay. Now what's a modern day sword? A gun. Now it could be a martial law troop, or it could be a burglar. Not a burglar, but somebody breaking in, all right, trying to come after people. So you're going to have only a few people left, all right, by them that search their houses with the sword, because the majority of the people are either going to get killed or going to get hauled off somewhere. You know, you might have a criminal come into your house and he's leaving with your wife, not willingly. You know.
Right. Hey, a good example about how these women are going to be so scared shitless. Watch this show, or is a movie I believe on Netflix called, I think it's Only, and it's about females and how this pandemic breaks out. You know, and it's so crazy because like when you watch it, you're gonna be like, damn, like that's the times that we're living in right now. Like, you know, I was watching with my shorty and she's like, babe, turn this off. It's too real for me. You know, I said, man, ain't nothing happened yet.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, and she's like, why does it feel like it's me and you doing this?
Shalom.
Hey, shalom. Y'all about you and You know, it says, I was asking, like, she was like, why does it feel like it's me and you going through it? I was like, what you mean me and you going through it? She was like, the characters, I feel like it's me and you. I was like, exactly, but you got to get the understanding of it. You know, it got to the point where the female had to put a fake beard because women were being targeted. They needed to use them as an experiment. So if you were seen, women were like, people were looking for, it's like bounty hunters, man. You know, looking for women like, yo, where they at, you know? So the guy, his girl, he had to like make her, you know, kind of like dress like a man. Dress in his clothing, all right? Put on a fake beard, you know, make it look like she got a 5 o'clock shadow, you know what I mean?
Hey,
you know?
Hey, you gonna have them simple ass J's. Oh, you said cross-dressing is a sin. It's crazy. Hey, well, guess what? That's called using wisdom. You're not doing it with the intent that I'm trying to go off, but you're doing it in the intent of using wisdom. Like Abraham. Abraham, he said, that's my sister.
That's my sister,
you know? He was using wisdom. What's he supposed to say? Oh, no, that's my wife. Take her?
Right.
What the hell? You know what I'm saying?
Right. And he left it up to the Lord. He was trying to be slick with it.
Yeah.
That's Jake. You know what I'm saying? That, but a wise man will know how to operate in these times, man. A fool will just walk right into this shit like, oh man, what? Yo, you gotta be wise, bro. It's not. How should I say? Be wise as a serpent, harmless as a dove.
See, that's being over righteous. If you're talking about, well, the scripture say you can't lie, brother. So that means if Esau's there asking me if that's my wife, because he's about to take her, if she's my wife, well, I can't lie. So yeah, that's my wife. That's why it says, why shouldest thou destroy thyself? You got to use wisdom. That's why the Lord gave you a brain, man. Okay?
You gotta use it. You gotta use that thing. You know, so, you know, in the movie, you know, he told her, like, don't say nothing. They went to some food spot to get some food, and then the waiter came up there, he's like, you want anything? He's like, yeah. And he basically was talking for her. You know what I'm saying? He told her, yo, don't say shit, be quiet. You know, because if she was to say something,
you hear the voice.
Yeah, you hear them. Oh, there's a woman here. Close the doors, you know. So that time is coming where you're gonna need a man of the Lord, because we're the ones who are gonna have the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding to keep you stable, man.
Right.
Because all men, they're gonna be scared. They're not gonna know what to do. First of all, you're not gonna want to say shit because you got a martial law troop right there who might just blow your melon off. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have a lot of ridicule. Like, yo, if you speak the truth, or you even, they're attacking men right now, talking about toxic masculinity. You know, having a beard might increase the chance of you catching COVID.
6 feet or taller.
6 feet or taller. You know, if they're gonna come and say, if you're an Israelite, you could really spread the virus. You know, you're spreading a real kind of crazy virus. You know, these men of the Lord, they're you know, they're coming up with all types of madness, bro. Just say whatever. You know what I'm saying? The wicked is waxing worse and worse. You know what I'm saying? Being deceived and deceiving others. You know what I'm saying? So look, that time is coming, man. You're not gonna recognize America like a few years ago or a few months ago. It's gonna feel like eternity, because the change is gonna be so drastic. You're gonna be like, damn, you remember when we actually could go to the gym? You remember when brothers could drive through here? Now brothers is actually walking through the thing, like trying to, you know, the Lord is being, we gonna go through it, but it's going to be like we got to suffer it, because that's the condition of the world right now. You know, you might want to do something, but you can't because of the condition of the world, but not really in the sense of like, here it is, you got caught and you being tortured right with a 2/3, the same judgment as a 2/3. No. You know what I'm saying? Why is that? You know? Hey, just like, for example, a beautiful example would be this. It just hit me. Just like this whole so-called COVID pandemic happened, brothers have been chilling. We're not losing our minds like the rest of the world is like, yo, this is the worst year it's ever been. We think of it as this is the best year it's ever been, because it's getting worse and worse for America. It's getting better and better for us. You see what I'm saying? We're not losing our minds like, yo, damn, I can't do this. I can't go to work. The Lord is finding ways for brothers to actually be okay in these times. Why? Because we have the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Isaiah 33:6. We have the wisdom and knowledge is what's keeping us stable in these times. We understand the times that we're in. But the rest of the world, they're panicking. You got people hitting us up. Yo, bro, what's going on, bro? Yo, what do you think about all this stuff that's happening, bro? Yo, I don't see things getting better, bro. I hope it get better, but it's not looking too good for us right now, bro. I'm like, who's us? You speak for yourself, bro, because once it gets escalated, the Lord is still going to keep us stable, man. Yeah, you're going to lose, like the brother said, you're going to lose things in the world, but to us, it's not really losing anything. It's really the Lord building us up. You know what I'm saying? You might, oh yeah, I can't go to the gym no more. So what? I could just keep working out. I could order some workout shit and just work out. Cool, no problem. You know what I'm saying? Or, oh, the grocery stores are closed. All right, but the Lord's going to find a way to give you more money or get you some food or, find a way to feed you. You know, the Lord is going to provide for his men, so we're not worried about it.
The things we're going to have to worry about are going to be minute compared to the rest of you people. Like, here in this COVID pandemic, you know what I'm saying, people worried about catching COVID.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But we for us, it's like, yeah, I can't go to the gym. Yeah. So that's what's like, about the thing. We're not out here I got COVID.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So when all hell breaks loose, we ain't going to be worried about the same things you worried about. Because the Lord said, we going to eat. You know, we gonna rejoice. Every now and then you might be like, yo, I want the kingdom already. Like, you might get, yeah. But you ain't gonna be like, yo, like I need to get out of here. My hair's being pulled. You know what I'm saying? Like the Lord said He got us, man. And even those that are gonna be martyrs, you're gonna do it joyfully, man.
Right.
All right, you're gonna do it passionately.
Yeah, like I'm like, I don't want to be in this freaking. Father, take me out. You know, like I'd much rather die than be in this thing and serve this dumbass devil, man. I don't want to be in this bitch and this bullshit.
That damn demon.
You know, that damn demon. You don't want to be here, man, because we're valiant men in the spirit. And the Lord has to put us in this suppressed state, because if He was to, that time comes, man, you go back and read in the time of old how the men of the Lord were ripping ass. The house of David was tearing into all these nations, King David. Look, that the Lord is putting that spirit back up on us, man. And we've been doing that through the spirit. That's why you see how this shit is going down. But when it gets physical and it manifests in the physical form, man, people gonna see things, man.
Oh yeah.
You know,
Psalms 110:3, that people shall be willing in the day of that power. So let's get this real quick and we close it out. The eldest tells one, but ye shall be hungry. Behold, my servant shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. Behold, my servant shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed. So that's what we're going to be worried about. You know, not even worried about it. You're going to be worried about eating. We're going to be like, damn, can this thing, you know what I'm saying, so we can get out of here? Verse 14, behold, my servant shall sing for joy of heart. Now, please tell me who's going to be singing in the midst of Jacob's trouble. Unless you're in a real. But ye shall cry for sorrow of heart and shall howl for vexation.
Because we're going to see how great the Lord really is. Like, damn, in the midst of all this where there was so much uncertainty and the loss of hope, look, you provided for us closer and closer to the Lord, because that's when He's going to say what? He's closed the breaches thereof. You see what I'm saying?
Yep.